What's up guys, and welcome back to another video with your host Jacob. Today in our Economics 1-2 crash course, I'll be explaining the relationship between money supply growth and inflation using the quantity theory of money. The quantity theory of money provides a framework for understanding the relationship between the money supply and inflation. At its core is the equation of exchange, MV equals PY, where M represents the money supply, V is the velocity of money, which is how frequently money changes hands, P is the price level, and Y is real output or real GDP. This theory assumes that V is stable and Y grows at a relatively constant rate in the long run. Under these assumptions, any sustained increase in the money supply M leads directly to an increase in the price level P, which is inflation. Essentially, when the money supply increases without a corresponding rise in the availability of goods and services, prices tend to rise. A historical example that illustrates the relationship is the hyperinflation in Zimbabwe in the late 2000s. Beginning in the early 2000s, the Zimbabwean government, facing economic collapse and a shrinking tax base, began printing large amounts of money to finance its budget deficit and fund various government programs. This massive increase in the money supply, unaccompanied by a corresponding increase in economic output, triggered one of the worst inflation episodes in modern history. By 2008, Zimbabwe's inflation rate had reached astronomical levels, estimated at 89.76 billion percent per month at its peak. Prices were doubling every few hours, and the government was forced to issue banknotes in denominations as high as 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollars. The economic costs of such inflation were severe and widespread. First, hyperinflation eroded the purchasing power of money, meaning that people's savings and incomes rapidly lost value. This particularly hurt those on fixed incomes or with cash savings, as they could no longer afford basic necessities. Second, it disrupted business operations, as firms found it nearly impossible to set prices, pay workers, or make long-term plans amid such uncertainty. Investment in economic growth ground to a halt. Third, the government credibility and the central bank's authority were severely damaged, making it difficult to implement any effective monetary policy. Additionally, the use of foreign currencies, like the US dollar or South African rand, became widespread in everyday transactions, leading to a loss of monetary sovereignty. So, in conclusion, the quantity theory of money explains how increases in the money supply, when not matched by economic growth, lead to inflation. This is clearly exemplified by Zimbabwe, where excessive money printing caused hyperinflation and eroding savings, crippling the economy and forcing the country to abandon its currency in favor of foreign ones. That's it for today's crash course. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next video.